emergency has been called by the woolly military. As you may already know, a great catastrophe has befallen us that threatens to destroy our very woolly way of life. Bubsy Bobcat!
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm excited. I can't wait to talk about Bubsy.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Exclamation mark shirt.
Hey, you guys, what's going on? This is Play Retro, and I am one of your hosts, Scott Johnson. And listen, I'm here for a wisecracking Bobcat mascot. All right, so if you have one, that'd be great. If not, I will settle for another hedgehog, an Italian plumber, whatever you've got. Oh, good, you have one. Well, let's start down the slow road of sometimes good, sometimes bad video game history.
And I'm your other host, Brian Dunaway. And I think me and Scott might have played the same game this week because I'm just a Bobcat mascot with 90s attitude living in a hedgehog world. On the prowl for some yarn balls and alien heads to bounce upon. You won't find no Chester Cheetah in this universe. Nope, because I ate his cheesy butt and crapped out this game. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Impossibly.
Impossibly. Hey, we're going to talk about Bubsy and its rocky road from non-existence to being pretty good to being kind of the worst 3D game ever made. And then maybe 4D will be good. I don't know.
No, maybe. I don't know. But yesterday they released the perfect collection. So now on all of your modern systems, if you haven't had a chance to play Bubsy this week, now's your chance.
Yep.
You can pick it up on Steam, your Switch 2s, your PS5s, and so forth, Xbox and all that good stuff. And it has all the ones that are important to what we're talking about today. So
yeah,
good timing on our part.
I agree. We were really fortuitous in our plan. Yeah. Also, you're wondering why the show is on a Wednesday this week. Well, I had some stuff yesterday, had to push the show. Thank you for your patience. I was able to notify everybody in the usual channels, but if you missed it, that is why you're getting it a day late.
Yeah.
Brian, let's get straight to some stuff that we did before all of this. I actually had plans this week to do some cool retro stuff, mostly some weird games I wanted to talk about. And I did do a couple of videos, like some facts you didn't know about Sonic the Hedgehog, and I did a He-Man thing and a few other things like that. But I got so bunged up in playing No Man's Sky, I've had nothing else. So we're halfway to retro. It's only 10 more years, and then it's retro.
Is No Man's Sky finally, is it 10 years now?
10 years. Well, it'll be 10 years early next year.
It feels like it was just 5 years ago they finally got it right.
I know. It feels like it is one of the craziest stories ever, because that thing comes out kind of busted.
Yeah.
And then they commit. They're like, we're on this forever. So we know you're irritated right now, but we're committed. We're going to keep making the game we always promised. And they kept at it, and then they nailed it, and then everybody went, okay, well, we're there, we did it. And then they said, yeah, well, but what if we still had all these free updates and we just kept doing it for 10 effing years, and we kept giving you good stuff all the time, and this latest update, you can go in there and build your own ship. Somebody made SpongeBob, and I saw him land on a public platform, and I just went, my gosh, it's a giant SpongeBob in the form of a Corvette ship. Anyway, that game is in such an amazing place right now.
It is. I own it. I think I own it on just about every platform, because you can buy it on just about every platform.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Everywhere but mobile, I think. I think it's pretty much.
Yeah, which is fine, because that thing is a beast.
Yeah, it's pretty beasty. I mean, it runs for a game that's about like an infinite procedural generated galaxy. It's only about, I think, 8 gig or something. So it's not that big.
Yeah,
but
not today.
Well, I think it is. I think it's only that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, but that it's not too taxing on our machines today. But 10 years ago.
Oh, well, sure, yeah. But it was
when it first came out, oh my God.
Yeah, but it was also janky when it first came out. It was just like kind of a. Yeah. Let's see. How big is No Man's Sky? I'm just curious. Now that you say that, I wonder with all these updates, is it like? Let's see.
12 gigs.
It is. I think it's.
I thought it was like 100. I thought it was like 100 gigs last time I downloaded it.
No.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
I mean, honestly,
that's too big.
A lot of the data in the game is
downloaded as you play.
Well, it's mathematical. No, they give you you get the whole thing on your drive. It's just that it's a lot of mathematical stuff, so a lot of space doesn't take up space. It's like you can have
a lot of space does not take up space.
You could have a huge jump between you and the planet you're aiming at. that distance doesn't cost anything in terms of like assets. It's just virtual math. I can't find it, but it's something low like that. Math. It's like 8 gigs, I want to say. You know what? I know how. Just go to the Steam page. No Man's Sky.
And then try to install it.
Here it is. Hold on. Where's the size on disk? What's going on?
Size on disk.
Oh, I found it.
What is it?
You need 15 gigs of available space. Total install is less than that, somewhere between 8 and 10, it says. So,
woo.
Yeah, pretty amazing for a game that is as large inside as it is, as you would think.
Yeah, it's like the TARDIS.
Like the TARDIS. There you go. Yeah. Just infinite space in a tiny living space. All right, hey, check it out. Brian, what'd you get up to? Did you do anything fun this week?
Oh, yeah. Well, I had planned on talking about something totally different yesterday when I was keying in the notes. But then I went to our local thrift store that I'm always talking about, and I found something that I wasn't quite sure if I'd ever really seen one before. This is an Archer controller. Remember Archer Devices was Radio Shack's one of their brands they did for a while. Mm-hmm. And you probably remember these little controllers that were one button controller.
Oh yeah.
But with the little thin stick instead
does it snap to the middle or does it sag any direction you put it?
No, it snaps to the center, right?
That's good.
And it's got these tension screws on the back because this one actually has the ability to do 4-way or 8-way. Oh, kinky.
Hubba.
Yeah. And so I was like, I was digging through some stuff and I was just about to walk away and it kind of caught my eye just at the corner of it. And I was like, that looks like, what is that? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I ever had one of these, but it looks like a knockoff version of like the metal one I used to have. Like I had like a light beige with like orange and stuff. I think we had one for our Commodore 64, but apparently this was, I think, specifically designed for Atari machines.
What's the name on it there? I can't see that.
This is Archer. So this is the Archer. Yeah.
Was that one of the in-store brands that they had?
Yeah, that was one of the. I don't know if it actually was an in-store brand or not, but it was something that Radio Shack.
Okay,
that was the only place I ever saw.
Because they had like Realistic, and there were a couple brands like that. Tandy, I guess, was sort of theirs, right? Or whatever that was. Yeah, the Archer name is really familiar to me, and it's not just because of Star Trek. Enterprise.
Yeah, there you go. There's that little.
Look at that guy
connector we're all used to, right?
What is that? 12 Atari 2600. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 pin.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
11, 12. But so I tried. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I don't think I really remember this one. I said, let me look it up. And man, this thing is, I guess it's pretty rare because I couldn't find. I found a little bit of information on it, but not much. But apparently, it's a knockoff of another type of controller, which isn't very well known out there either. But I went on eBay and I saw one person was selling one with a box for $100. Another person was selling it for $30. I couldn't find any completed listings, so I have no idea how much. It's so rarefied. It doesn't really have a price point, and it's really not important to me, other than just curiosity. Because you always like to feel like you walked out of the thrift store with a deal, right?
Oh hell yeah!
I paid $1, but I would never sell it. With it, if enough money was offered, maybe.
No,
then it probably belongs in the museum. But
that's cool.
So yes,
plug it in. You got to plug that in. Give it a shot. See if it works.
Got to plug it in. I'm going to plug it in this week, and I'm going to see if it works with my 2600. Yeah,
nice.
Can't wait.
Wonder if those those new 2600 special VCS edition things, do they take that 9-pin controller?
The new ones do. The Pac-Man one, they do, but not the VCS. The VCS just uses USB.
Okay.
This model is a 270-1702. Wait, isn't that?
That's a year.
The Enterprise?
No.
What is Enterprise?
I don't remember, but it ain't it.
Anyway.
We mean the original, like the Kirk Enterprise?
Yeah, the original. Not the extra crispy.
Prize
240-1702. Made in Korea. It's all black except for red.
NCC 1701 was the original.
Oh! Yeah. So it was the follow-up.
Yeah. You're close.
That's close.
Very close. Well, that's cool, man. Look at you getting the good deals where you go.
I suppose it's a good deal. The fact that it was something unique that I had never seen, and from Radio Shack, that fascinated me. Also, by the way, it was weird. How long do you think Blockbuster's been closed?
Oh, gosh. With the exception of that one weird location in Alaska, and that finally went away too, I would say If you're talking about the big closure.
Right.
2009.
Oh, that's not a bad guess. I was still getting Blockbuster emails in my Google account because I was cleaning some stuff out.
Yeah.
I was still getting them all the way up to like 2011.
Jeez. Were they still a thing then? They were, I mean, was they doing, there was their mail thing.
They were sending me mail stuff. They were like, because I think I was part of the little mail thing too. But if the mail thing was still going on, some of the stores, at least a lot of the stores are still open at that point in time still.
Sure.
But I think the official closure was like 2014, which doesn't seem long enough.
No.
Because when I think of Blockbuster, I think of like 30 years ago, 30 or 40 years. It's not. It was,
it was 5 freaking minutes
over
ago.
a decade. Yeah.
I'm trying to see. I used to have emails from them too, but I don't seem to have any in my history. I may have killed all my oldest.
You probably deleted them.
Yeah. I figured I don't need that shit anymore.
Yeah, I was going through deleting stuff, and I was like, I got to the B's, and I was like, Blockbuster? And I was like, that's got to be spam. And I'm like, 2009?
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe.
Yeah. We've been using Gmail for a long time, man.
Yeah, dude.
Long freaking time.
Yep.
Well, all right. Let's get to today's discussion, folks. Turns out today's discussion is going to be an interesting one. It is all about and all around a little series called Bubsy. Yeah, that's right. Let's do it.
Shall we play a game?
Sure, let's play Bubsy and Claws Encounters of the Furred Kind.
The furred kind. I drug Scott kicking and screaming. I gave him a treat last week to to butter him up because I knew I wanted to do Bubsy and I knew it was going to be a fight.
Well, here's the thing that we learned. So I played some Bubsy back in the day, but not enough to have a strong nostalgic tie to it. I know that it's infamous for the 3D outing was like terrible on PS1. I knew that. I never played that one back then. I have played it now. It is as bad as everybody says it was. It is garbaggio.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to us getting to that part because I got some things to say about it. Now, I sometimes I'm an apologist and I try to be careful not to just apologize for things that are crap, but I've got some things to say about it.
Well, you've got I will be an open-minded jury as you argue your case. Right. Okay,
perfect.
But I will say this about this piece of poop. It didn't start as poop. Some of these games are all right. The initial game, this one, Claws Encounters of the Furred Kind, 1993, which was published and developed by Accolade, came out on SNES and Genesis. It is the first entry and was intended, for all intents and purposes, to be a third-party rival to the Sonics and the Marios of the world, okay?
Right.
That's what they were aiming to do. They weren't the only ones. Everybody and their dog wanted to have a big mascot platformer that would, take the shine away from, the big two. But this attempt, I think, was a valiant one, and it's okay. This is okay to play. It's kind of fun in a real basic sort of SNES platforming era way. But there's nothing really crazy special about Bubsy. It's just kind of like, you're a bobcat, you're jumping.
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it. So what happened is Michael Berlin, who worked for Accolade, was wanting to break away from some of his older type games he'd been making, these adventure games. Like he made a bunch of stuff for Infocom. And so he's looking to kind of branch out, and he's pretty excited about Sonic the Hedgehog. And so he talks to his boss. He's like, come on, man, let me make something cool. Like, let me do some action stuff. And they said, okay, we'll go, do some research on Sonic and come back. And he did. And he came back with basically Bubsy. And there was a lot more in between after the story because the character design also has its own story. And it's probably one of the reasons why this one made it, because it is cute and it's appealing to a certain age group, which matched the platforming difficulty of the first Bubsy and Claws Encounters of the Furred Kind. Because I remembered, like Sonic, I remember playing with some of my younger sisters and stuff, and they would get very frustrated, playing platformers because some things seem totally unfair, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, that's unfair. But with this kind of game, a little less so. But you definitely feel the Sonic in this because he has kind of a build up where he runs, and you may not even notice it.
It's like a momentum thing. You run long enough and go downhill long enough, your speed will increase over time or whatever.
It will. And then the level design is not for that. So Sonic, you could run for long stretches and do all kinds of cool, fun stuff. This one lets you run a little bit, and then you'll inevitably be punished for running too fast. So it's better if you just kind of play it slow, and just kind of just don't use that running speed. Because what you can do is you can float. So there's two things this thing does. He jumps and he floats down, which is good because the controls are kind of floaty anyway, so you don't really notice.
Yeah,
just float. Yeah.
Even this was so mechanically similar to Sonic, the way things would scroll. Yeah. That I definitely noticed an improvement in performance on the Genesis versus the SNES version of the game. The Genesis version actually moved real fast, like you'd expect, because we talk about this a lot, but they're really great at parallax scrolling and, sprite animation and all
processing.
That. Yeah, or whatever they wanted to call their bullshit. But, in effect, it did mean a faster experience. Maybe less colorful, maybe sounded a little weird, but for the most part, you got, a speedier experience. And it definitely I could feel the desire for the devs to go, we're looking for our Sonic vibe. We're trying to do that a little bit. And some of the places where they tried to innovate that I definitely noticed was the ability to jump really far, really high, really far. And now you can say, well, yeah, Sonic had that, but they did it with the like looping on a loop and then firing up off a hill or whatever.
The pinball things that would pong you around.
Yeah. Bang, bang, bang. So there's some of that, but it's more like it's built into him, whereas the environment made Sonic do that stuff. Yeah. He has this shirt thing where he kind of glides with the shirt deal. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how to describe that.
Yeah.
Those things kind of set him apart a little bit, and it just created, I don't know, a feeling of freedom that maybe the other games didn't have. So I saw what they were aiming for here. If I had a beef with any of that effort, though, it would be that there's just not a lot of frames of animation. You can see it right here as we're looking at him. It's like jump, sit, move. Okay. Static.
Right.
Okay. Jump. There's nothing very fluid about it. It's very stiff. And that's my only real beef with it. Other than that, this is a serviceable, decent time to have.
Exactly what the first Bubsy is. It's a platformer, and we had tons of them. And this one looked more like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like a Saturday morning cartoon of the time invaded Sonic's world, essentially, because this cat looks like every cat you would have seen in 80s, kids animations.
Yeah, he looks
I think that appealed.
He looks like Chester Cheetah a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, that's funny you should say that, because that is originally the bosses at the top were like, hey, we think we got a deal with Chester Cheetah. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna make a game and do it around him. And he was like, no. The developer was
like, no, you're not.
Michael Berlin was like, no, I think we should do our own thing, which was smart because we've played the Chester Cheetah games and we see what kind of love those things had. Do you remember playing any of those?
Oh, I did. They were okay.
Yeah,
they weren't.
Yeah, same thing.
They weren't the worst thing I'd ever played. They were okay. Here's a little close audio, by the way. Just, your typical stuff. It's fine. 16-bit era business. That's what you get.
They did what they did. It's a platforming fine. My biggest complaint is the variety. It doesn't seem, to me, it didn't seem like there was a lot of variety. Not like there's no boss fights, really. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I kind of liked about, stages that would end in Sonic. You'd have to
fight Robotnik, man. Fight the Eggman.
It'd break it up. Yeah. Right. And here you're kind of running and you're fighting the same creatures. By the way, if I understood the story correctly, and you'll forgive me if I get it wrong because it's wonky, what are you going to do? The aliens have come to Earth to steal our balls of yarn.
Yeah, they want all our yarn. That's all the aliens want. So I just want to say, maybe this is a separate issue. Maybe one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life is an alien race that is here to get all your yarn.
They're called woolies, and they take the yarn, and it's your job to collect-a-thon. That's what the things you're just collecting, man. You're just going through the world collecting yarns and adding them to your inventory, and it's got a timer, which is fairly generous, and you'll get to pick up extra shirts so that you can have extra lives. By the way, Bubsy starts with 9 lives. Duh. Like I said, they don't do a lot of anything too original here. They just kind of go, let's make our own. And that's what they did. They made their own. They put a little of their own spin on it. and somehow it survived. I don't understand. I'll be honest with you. I played all the Bubsy games from the retro era, what we consider retro era, which is 20 plus. And I couldn't understand how it has so many games.
Yeah.
Like, because they're all somewhere between mediocre to yuck.
Yeah. That's
yuck
good.
Mouth.
Yeah, yuck mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a real deluge back then of this sort of thing. Yeah. Unfortunately.
But this first one's, it's all right. It sticks with its theme. You're collecting yarn balls, and yeah, you just keep fighting stuff. You're gonna be on some trains sometimes. You're gonna be jumping on top of giraffe. You're gonna be basically jumping on the enemy. There's no weapons here.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even think I didn't play all the way through, but I don't think I picked up a hammer or anything like that and bashed aliens on the head. No,
do you think Bobcats actually give a crap about balls of yarn, like actual?
So
Bobcats?
that was the other thing too. So they went with a bobcat, and I'm like, well, that's a little more than just a cat, right? That's a wild animal out there. They're not really
got
domesticated. I don't think they got little bobtails, which is probably good because it's probably hard to animate. They probably would have made a little cat and was like, well, I'm not animating that tail. And they're like, well, he's a bobcat then. Let's give him some big feet too while we're at it, because bobcats have big feet. Only problem is Japanese don't know what that is, so they tried to sell it to the Japanese. They're like, a what? a bobcat, a mountain lion. Oh, a mountain lion. Oh yeah, we kind of have some of those. Yeah,
so, we got cougars. We got there are lots of wild cats out there, but why not a bobcat in a t-shirt and no pants? Why not that idea?
Oh, and they really wanted to keep that too. The artists and stuff wanted to keep that. So this is inspired by like Fleischer era type Popeye kind of stuff. Yeah, and Betty Boop.
I would say it's a little more like, it reminds me of the Tiny Toons era, and I'm not, I don't like Tiny Toons, but that stylization is kind of what they're aiming for here. Did you know they tried to make a cartoon and it didn't work? They only made a pilot. Do you want to see the intro to that cartoon, Brian?
I do want to see the intro, and I did know this, but only learned it this week. So give me that juicy.
I'm going to play that juicy trailer.
Bubsy.
Intro, I guess. There's Bubsy. Got to take a morning dump. Nope, doesn't brush his teeth. Take that, kids. Screw you, parents. Oh, I guess he's doing this.
Possibly go wrong.
There's his catchphrase.
Oh, hilarious. Oh, his cereal auto-filled.
Boy, is he not just Chester Cheetah 2-0 or 1-0?
Big time. What is this place he lives?
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I don't know. I can kind of see why that didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I think the developers, the game, were kind of like, they saw it and were like, no, this is not it. That was just one of those cartoons, man. It's a cat with an attitude, doesn't need much more than that, and that's when you're all sugared up on cereal, you'll watch anything.
Yeah. You're down to clown.
I proved it.
That. You've done it before.
I've proved it many years.
Well, anyway, Bubsy 2 was like rearing its head and saying, hey, that sold enough, we can make a second one. So they did in 1994. And
dude, they didn't even wait for them to finish selling it. They were so convinced. They spent so much. Oh, Accolade took a big risk with Bubsy.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, they had some big faith, because I think this came out like not too long after the first one, and they started developing it before they even finished the first one.
Yeah, it was less than a year later you got this one.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, it kind of felt like the same game a little bit,
a little samey.
Yeah, I didn't notice a huge difference. There's some interesting ideas, but for the most part, it's still Bubsy. You got a few more frames of animation, which I appreciated, as you can see in this video. But, it's one of those where in the 90s it's very common. You'd have a game come out even if it wasn't out yet, and they'd already start on the next one, because the goal was to have a franchise, not just wait and see. And so they were all...
We're going to make it work.
They were all in, yeah. I don't know why Accolade was so sure that they were going to be the next thing.
Yeah.
But I kind of admire this kind of bold, like, we're going for it, man. We're just doing it. Dude. We're going to lose money. We don't care. We're doing it.
Yeah, Accolade was really doing some stuff during this time, including... fighting Sega. There was so much stuff going on at the time between rental markets and like Nintendo and Sega both charging money to put your game on their carts. So they would be the supplier of the carts. And so they're taking a cut by saying they're selling you a physical thing in addition to any other types of charges. So they're getting large money. And Accolade was like, you know what we could do? And it's like, what? We could just retro engineer that thing and just put it out there. And so that's exactly kind of what they did. And lawsuit ensued, and they won. And then cartridges kind of went away.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there you go.
What a bummer to get into a bunch of litigation around carts and cartridges in the late 90s when things are about to shift entirely away from them.
It's about to all go away. Somebody's like, hey, have you heard of CDs?
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Have you? But I love it. Now, Bubsy II is a really interesting one. I read some interviews with the developers, and apparently they hated it. And I'm not talking about just the game. They hated Bubsy. It's just like, fine, we'll build this stupid thing. And so they made some really weird choices, but this one's kind of cool. You're right. As far as the game mechanics go, overall, you're still just jumping, floating. But you also get pickups now. So you can pick up like a Nerf gun. And you don't get to keep it long.
No,
so that's the only
they're all
bad thing about
temporary power-ups, basically, is what they are.
Yeah, just very temporary, and usually end up killing yourself because it breaks the gameplay of the running and the floating. And they got a bunch of new weird creatures, but you're still collecting balls, not yarn this time around. Are they energy balls? I'm not quite sure.
I don't know.
Anyway,
They look like rubber balls that a cat would play with, basically. So
yeah. So this one has a weird way it starts. It's got two different paths you can take, and they give you no clue why you should take the east wing or the west wing. But that's the first thing you got to do is you got to choose if you're going to go east wing, west wing, and each one of them is an independent. There's still the same themes using the same sprites, but the levels are, you might encounter enemies in different locations, and the platforms may be a little bit, different, so that you could have two full run-throughs. Desperation when you don't have enough content.
Yeah. If I had one thing to say about this game is that it was visually confusing. The level design is very kind of like what you're looking at here. This is nothing because he just died, but these levels are nonsense. They're just all over the place. They're encouraging you not to be just left to right scroller, and I appreciate that, I suppose. Right. But it's never, I got so lost. It's like, wait, am I going up? Am I going down? And sometimes they have these arrows. I think there's one right next to this door that we're looking at right now. He may get to it, he may not. Yeah. But it sort of tells you the direction you need to go. I don't need my handheld and need to have everything spelled out for me. But this game's just like, it's a million places. It's all everywhere all at once. Go ahead and just throw in there wherever you want to go. And I don't like a game that does that. I like a game that's designed like it was designed by humans and not some random generator. You know what I mean?
I think you're right. That is exactly what it feels like because they do just throw stuff everywhere. It just feels like they placed object places. So typically a good game will lead you slowly into learning the things you need to learn to accomplish the next area, and then you'll learn that thing and you'll add it to your repertoire of moves. This one doesn't. It just has a bunch of obstacles. Is it vertical? Is it going to be horizontal in this area? I don't know. Am I going to fall down a hole? I don't know. You just kind of have to watch every single step you take. With all that being said, I love the variety in this one.
Yeah, there's more variety. You're right about that.
It kept it fresh because I love going to the different themes. It starts, it's kind of like almost time traveling. You start at one level and you go in and you'll be doing like the Sphinx and stuff, like pyramids and that kind of stuff. And everything in there is themed. You got mummies and that kind of thing. It's very colorful. The music's still fun. Both the first one and the second one, I like the 16-bit music. A little repetitive sometimes, but
it's not bad.
I think it gets the job done.
Here's some of that just to give you a taste. This is the SNES game, SNES version of 2, but I mean, they're not phoning that in. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
I like
it. Good.
Yeah,
and I think the character designs this are more interesting. They use a lot more dithering, and it looks like they got shadows and stuff. It's a more attractive game in my opinion. And by the way, we've been talking about The Sega Genesis got a version of these, and the SNES got a version of these, and that's one of the arguments Accolade was having about these cartridges. They're like, look, we're making games. Yep. We're not going to give you a huge portion of our games when we're making games for everybody. What is this crap? And so that was one of the things. And this one does have big boss areas where you got to like, they're not really boss areas, but there are like interesting platforms with a bunch of bad guys on them, so you kind of have to engage with them. There's also like there's a flying level where you fly, so the variety in this one's a lot better. But like you said, it's all over the place. It was fun though. I had fun. I definitely didn't feel like I accomplished anything though. I played for a little bit. I had my fun.
Yeah.
I laughed at the stupid pun jokes. I think this is where he says the thing he says so much, which is this is going to be a problem. No, what did he say? What is the,
yeah, what is he?
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
I like mine better. This is going to be a problem.
Yours is better. Yeah, but he was trying to create a catchphrase for a character that just is so generic and so not. I mean, nobody cares about this damn Bobcat. And I'm not. This isn't me poo-pooing it. The design's fine, all that. You just haven't earned that stuff yet.
Yeah.
You know, you don't just get you don't have, he's a cartoon cat wearing a t-shirt and now he has a catchphrase. No.
Yeah.
You got to like build up a little bit. You got to give me some reason to feel connected to this creature, even though it's, we're just talking about a video game, but still.
You got to, I think, and see, Sonic kind of skirted past that because Sonic was able to do it by making you fall in love with the game mechanics. And you felt like it made sense. He's he's fast. He's a hedgehog, and that's all I really need to know. And once you learn that structure and the world, it felt like a story, even though they weren't telling much story. You had a bad guy, a specific bad guy you were fighting too. This doesn't have none of that. This is just a bunch of stuff. But once again, for some reason, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what isn't.
Fun.
I'll tell you what's not all right. Okay. This game. Bubsy and Fractured Furry Tales, excuse me.
Furry Tales, you didn't like the Atari Jaguar attempt at Bubsy?
No,
yeah.
I think this is a bad video game. I
bad.
think that there was an opportunity here to do something new and crazy, and this is a new console, and at the time we were excited about Atari making a big comeback and all that stuff. This is loud, obnoxious, annoying.
Well, guess whose hands Bubsy's back in now? Atari.
Atari's hands,
yeah.
Take that.
But yeah, give us some of that juicy Jaguar action if you got it.
Yeah, there's no the Jaguar had all sorts of problems. This shouldn't have been one of them. This should have been like a showcase thing. You'd be like, oh, I'm familiar with Bubsy. He's on these other competing platforms that this thing's here to take down. Finally, Atari's back and take him down. No, dude, this is not a fun game. It's not fun. It's really obnoxiously not fun. I'll put it that way.
It really is. It's kind of odd. It's like platformers. It's like some platformers took a step back as we progressed, and this is one of them that just. It's like people who were designing it didn't understand platformers or something. Maybe. Mm-hmm. I mean, you still get the side scrolling, and you still have to jump, but not in a fun way.
No. It just doesn't feel good. And that's the key to every good game is you find when it feels good. And when you find that, then you build on what feels good and keep it feeling good and don't stray from that. And if you start to stray from that, you back up and you restart and you say, all right, this lost the fun somewhere. We need to get back to where the fun is. This game never, for me, I want to speak for everybody. I'm sure there's some purists out there who love Jaguar everything. This game did not achieve that for me. For whatever reason.
Since there's not a whole lot of titles on the Jaguar compared to other systems, maybe top 10. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that small. It's okay. And I did appreciate the fact that I was starting to see Bubsy was leaning heavy into specific themes. I really kind of liked all the time travel kind of themes they had for Bubsy II, but then Bubsy in Fractured Furry Tales, the first thing they do is they call back to Alice in Wonderland, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in. And then I realized, oh, the bad guys are they don't even have good patterns. Lots of times half the fun is going, okay, I walk to a little area, all right, I gotta watch this bad guy, I gotta wait for the pattern to emerge, and I'm gonna jump on them. No, these are just like that marching thing where it's like they're just always marching at you. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like the marching.
I don't like it either. And I just, I don't know, man.
But
this just felt like
interesting.
This felt like a missed opportunity to take a new platform and go, all right, we're gonna be known as the hot new thing on this platform. They just didn't pull it off.
Yeah.
But do you think that's bad, Brian? No.
No, it's fine.
Look, we're not here to just rip on Bubsy. I promise everybody. Okay, but we are going to talk about Bubsy 3D, whether people like it or not. Things are about to get ugly all up in his house.
Yeah.
Okay, I present to you. Here's some video. Bubsy 3D. Now, before I start ripping on it, I think there was an attempt here that is noble.
Yeah.
This could have been great, maybe, or it could have been a turning point for.
I want you to tear into it like a proper tear in, because it deserves a proper tear in, and then I'll tell you what I learned.
Okay, here's what I know when I went to try to attempt to play this, and the ROM I found to play it, I don't even know if it's like, perfect. I kept thinking it felt like a prototype because it played so janky. But everyone's like, no, that's how bad the game is. It plays janky.
No, you got the real experience. It's perfect.
They learned nothing. Like it's like these devs didn't play Mario 64, which was before this. It's like they didn't play a number of other Sony platformers that did this stuff better with camera and everything else. They just winged it or something, or tried to speak their own 3D language. It is one of the most frustrating, repetitive, painful games I've ever played.
Yeah, it is 3D platforming with tank controls, and maybe you'll appreciate this part. So the developers had started Bubsy 3D, right?
Yeah.
They were working on it. They were pretty good ways into it, and then they went and for the first time while they were developing, they saw Mario 64 at a show. Mario 64 wasn't out yet, but they had put a lot of time into this Bubsy trying to figure out what a 3D platformer would look like without any guidance. So they had no Mario 64 to look over to and see how it was done right. And so they made this. And I kind of find it's interesting to play it because it's like stepping into an alternate reality. Like, what if Mario 64 hadn't have happened right away, and we had kind of learned to play this branch or this path of time? I find it kind of fascinating because you're right. The frame rates are super low, which is what you would expect from an early 3D platformer. And it's the tank controls, and you can't really see up or down, which is really bad when you're talking about platforming. There's so many things that Mario 64 fixed, like in platformers up to this point, you had precision jumping. So if you need to jump from a platform to another platform, you sometimes have to get like right to the edge. You have to get your timing just right. And Nintendo learned very early on that they couldn't do that in 3D because you just couldn't do that right away. So they kind of cheesed it a little bit, right?
It never felt, it didn't feel right. So the way they made it work was a compromise that did work. And then they iterated on that, and everybody got better at that. Now we do amazing things with 3D platformers today. And I'm not saying that they had the benefit of all that iteration yet. They didn't, but they had enough.
They didn't have Mario. It's like I said, imagine trying to make a 3D platformer in a world where nobody had Mario 64.
Mario 64 existed by the time this thing came out, but I guess they weren't developing
did. So
it
Mario
at the time.
60. So they went back. So they were developing it before they saw Mario 64. They were almost all the way through, and they were crushed when they saw what Mario 64 was. And they tried to go back and improve a few things, but they couldn't. And Nintendo was moving faster than them, and they got it out. They got Mario 64 out before. So it was being developed before Mario 64, but it didn't release until after Mario 64.
That's right.
It looked exceptionally bad because people had expectations at this point. And so they were nervous about it, and they were rightly so, because it's
funny because the character they had designed originally to combat Mario's dominance.
Yeah. And he squashed him.
Oh my gosh. Like, what a sad thing. And there are people, by the way, I should say this is not universal, our opinion on this thing. Some people really like Bubsy 3D, and I think those people are a rare breed. I don't know why they like it, but I'm willing to respect it. Okay, respect.
Dude, I've played so many bad games. And when I say bad, how about I played so many early games that it doesn't hurt my feelings because it's so removed from like a linear experience because we assume every new game is going to be better. And since I'm playing this, I can just tell myself that the Bubsy 3D was, around the same time as pick another early 3D game.
Croc.
Yeah, so Croc has kind of had a lot of the same issues too, right? It was a PS1 game as well.
Yeah, but Croc is so much better.
Tank controls,
so much better.
So much better. But Croc had, it had stuff it could look at. So yeah. But I kind of like how it looks though. I don't know. There's something about it that just it's entertaining. It's not good.
I'm not going to play it.
I cannot say it's good.
I had more fun watching people play it and fail at like trying to be good at it than I did playing it.
It definitely reminds me of Hello Neighbor. Remember that game?
Oh yeah, that's still
Hello Neighbor.
Pretty popular game. That thing.
Hello Neighbor is hugely fun, but it's because it's a stealth game that has the most gankiest controls, right?
On purpose.
And so it's on purpose. And so you're kind of always trying to go, I got to get this guy moving just right. And I got to be careful because if I don't, it's going to end badly. And he's not cooperating. And it kind of feels like that. It's like, I'll have Bubsy jump and it doesn't make me mad that he falls off. But I also didn't get mad about Atari's ET either. I know a lot of people used to get mad, but it's like, he keeps falling into stupid holes. And I'm like, then don't stand so close to the holes. Yes, I know. You've got to use, you just realize that collision box is a lot closer than you think it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
so the human mind adjusts. And the same thing with Bubsy 3D. I just, my mind adjusts to it and it's fine. But I'm not going to argue that it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, no, mister.
No, you're never going to put this on the list of your favorite SNES games.
It's what happens. It's really a testament to how freaking good Mario 64 is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I would say Spyro or even the Bandicoot games, which had their own issues, with their locked in forward scrolling ideas of like
I was
not a lot of freedom.
I was not a fan of Bandicoot when it first came out.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot is a mixed bag for me too. I don't.
Yeah, but I love it now. But
the new one, the fourth one they made, freaking fantastic. The new one they made was really good. You should play that. Yeah,
totally.
Comes in that collection if you haven't seen it out there. But anyway, it was out there. You could do 14 levels of that thing. That may not sound like much. You might go 14 levels. Pfft, I'm a gamer. I know how to do 14 levels. Excruciatingly bad level design. Real bad.
Yeah.
So,
a real question here, though, out of the Bubsy games we've talked about today, there's also the Game Boy version of Bubsy 2. Mm-hmm. I played it a bit. It's this really cut down version of Bubsy 2 that you would have seen on the SNES. It's fine. But the real question we should be asking ourselves is, how did Bubsy make it? Yeah. I don't understand. I have never seen a more overall. I mean, if Bubsy your favorite, that's fine. I can't quite understand what it is that is the pill because the games are all mediocre at best. I had fun, don't get me wrong, but to justify this continued revisit to this game, there was even games after this that came in between. There's a new one coming out soon.
Yeah.
I wish
4D,
somebody.
It's called
4D. So,
which is obviously a poke in the eye at 3D. I get it. Maybe it'll be wonderful. Maybe we're in for the greatest thing ever made. I don't know. I'm not gonna
2014. It was okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend that there isn't fandom for this thing. But it's meme. Yeah. It's a meme game. Like people are. What do I compare this to?
That's a good way to explain it.
It's like trying to understand why Shrek is so memeable. It's not. Shrek is not that big a deal, yet it's so memey. Well, what? Yeah, why? Yeah. Certain generations, certain kids, certain something. The timing, maybe the badness of it contributed to it. I don't know, but if you want to go get that Bubsy in perfect collection,
purr like a cat purring. Do bobcats purr? I don't know.
I don't know what they do. I think they're killers.
I think we should find out, though. I think we should.
I think they just. I think they just tear you a new hole. They're just.
I think that's what. Yeah. I think you're right.
It's reviewing well. People like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for my Switch. I got a Switch too, by the way. Did I mention that?
You did last week. You said your significant other felt bad for you or something. And got you a Switch.
Yeah, but we didn't mention it here on the Play Retro show.
Oh, I thought it was here. Okay.
Was it here? No, because last week we did our roundtable.
Yeah, but I think that's where you mentioned it, though, wasn't it? Didn't you?
No, we recorded that like before I went on vacation.
Oh, I don't freaking know, dude.
Yeah, I don't think I've told you people this. If you didn't know, I got a Switch too.
There you go.
There.
He got a Switch too. Now all he does is play Switch 2.
I pulled a leg muscle. My significant other felt bad for me, and she got me one. So the moral of the story is, pull your leg muscle, you'll get a Switch 2. I guarantee it.
Red Law 7 says it was the Film Sack pre-show last week. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
It's hard to tell. We talk a lot and we don't know where we do it sometimes.
Yeah. That's what we do.
That's great, though. I'm excited to hear what you think of that thing. And also, if you're out there and you're just like a gigantic Bubsy fan and you think that we just don't get it, I would love to hear an argument for why Bubsy is better than we think it is.
And man, if you're a real big fan, that link underneath Bubsy and the Perfect Collection at not the video or not the Steam store page, but the one that thing, click on that. Atari has it for you, man. $150.
Jeez.
You can pre-order this thing. You're gonna get a ball of yarn pin. You're gonna get a low poly Bubsy 3D figure. I think there's a stuffed animal. You get the game, the soundtrack. You're living in Bubsy heaven.
I mean, if they gave you all these CRTs, I'd do it.
Yeah.
They don't give you those.
But dude, I want that Bubsy plushie. If I don't get anything, you can pre-order that. It's separate. It's like $30, and it is freaking adorable. I just want to freaking eat it up. I don't want to put my finger in his face though, because we learned pre-show. No. You don't want to put your finger in dolls' faces.
How's the NES and Game Boy versions? Did you play these at all?
Yeah, for
Bubsy?
Yes, I played with just the Game Boy one. I didn't play
any of that.
I don't think it was the NES one. Yeah, I played the Game Boy. It was okay.
All right.
It was all right.
Well, look at Atari doing stuff, man.
Look at the Atari. I love me some Atari, man. I'm excited about my pre-ordered Pac-Man Atari 2600 Plus. It's going to be here for too much longer. Maybe I can use this Archer controller, Radio Shack controller with it.
Like they get this new Game Station. Nice naming, by the way.
Oh, dude, I do want that Game Station. This pre-order for the Game Station. Mm-hmm. And man, Atari's got my number right now. I sit here in my Atari shirt.
If they're coming out with like this Super Pocket Atari Edition, if one of these devices comes out and it's they're competing with like the Ambernick Space or whatever, I would go one of these.
Well, they got the Game Station Go. I don't know about the hardware.
Yeah, I need to know more about that.
That you can play. I'm not sure if they tied it into their Atari store or if there's kind of pre-bundle games. I need to learn more. They had a bunch of shows over the summer, and people were enjoying it from what I could tell. But $180 for the Game Station Go for pre-order right now.
Kevin,
I just got too many pre-orders.
KT Data in the chat says that he's been trying to reach out to their PR since he saw them at not Comdex, CES. Yeah. That's what I meant to say. If you end up doing that, Kevin, let us know. We'd love to hook up with those guys. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I love this thing.
Yeah,
it looks so cool. It's got the 4 face buttons, and it's got a D-pad. It's got an analog stick, and it's got, importantly, if it's got some Atari Jaguar games, it's got the number pad over there on the right hand side. So it'd be interesting if you could load up more ROMs, and that's not unheard of from them, because like the VCS, you can actually load up Windows 10 or 11 and Linux and different things and put your own ROMs on there. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Just so you guys know, Brian's not that short. He looks short in this dual video.
Oh, my.
He's not that short.
I think my hydraulics is dying in my chair. So new patron level,
going,
get Brian a chair so he can still be seen on screen.
I had that happen once. Happened at a company where in the morning my hands would be up high, and as the day went on, my keyboard would get higher. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's not good.
If you're typing over your head, it's a problem.
It's not good at all. I don't know if anyone knew this though, but the developer of Bubsy 3D, you might think, well, that was it. They got thrown to the trash. No, they got later known for their siphon filter work and evolved into current day Bend Studio that Sony owns. Bend is good. People like Bend. Bend made the motorcycle thing. Hold on, Bend. I'll make sure I'm not misleading people. I think that's the one. Days Gone. I was right. Bend Studios is responsible for Days Gone. They're like a legit like AAA studio now.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, it was quite the attempt, really, when you really think about what they were trying to do, creating a 3D platformer from scratch using a character like that. It's actually pretty amazing what they were doing.
Yeah,
they failed, but
it basically they made a bad prototype, but that's the best we had then.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if Joey Image is listening, that's right. We mentioned Ben Studios and your favorite game.
You're welcome.
Days Gone. You're welcome, buddy. That way he doesn't triple suplex me next time he sees me or whatever. He's a wrestler, pro wrestler. Used to be.
Yeah. Used to be.
Anyway, let's move on to our game that we made, Brian. We made a game.
Did we make a game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We did. It's called Guess Our Game.
Destroy it.
It's where we play old audio from an old video game, and then we have to try to guess what it is. We get 4 options, and we get the year and the platform. I'll start this week with mine. The platform is the personal computer, and the year is exactly 20 years ago. Well, not exactly to the day, but 20 years ago this year, 2005. This would have been a game that you heard on somebody's PC. Here you go.
No. It's the 18.
Brothers, let us destroy this alien filth.
Okay, that's just a lot of army noises and stuff.
Army noises. Army noises.
And there might be a hint there. Aliens. I'll just say there's a hint with aliens. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I did hear that part. Let's destroy, but isn't Warhammer 40K all just like set in?
That's what's fun about this is that your options are very Warhammer 40K laden. So here you go. Is it A, Warhammer 40K The Lost Segmentium?
Okay.
Segmentum, sorry.
Segmentum.
That's a real thing. B, Warhammer 40K Dawn of War. C, Warhammer 40K Imperium. Or D, Warhammer 40K Winter Assault.
Winter Assault. Okay. So Meanie gave us Warhammer 40K, The Lost Segmentum, Dawn of War, Imperium, or Winter Assault. I don't hear them talking about how cold it is, so I'm going to knock off Winter Assault.
None of that talk was like, man, I'm so cold in this war.
Jesus, cold.
Yeah, we can't.
Colder than a witch's tit in here. No, none of that. I didn't hear them say anything about they're being lost or anything like that. So I'm going to stick with either Dawn of War or Imperium. I don't know anything about Imperium. I did play a little Dawn of War, so I'm going to go with B. Give me some Dawn of War.
Is it B? It is B.
Wow,
congratulations. Yes. Well done,
Process
B. Dawn of War. It's also been in the news because there's a remaster of the thing out now. Right. I got a copy of it. I got to get in there and play it, but they're making a 4th one. Kind of out of nowhere, yeah. This got announced at, I guess it was at Gamescom. And 4th God of War on the way. I love that series. 2 in particular. Yeah. 2 and I became close buddies.
Yeah. I got to go back and play again.
Freaking loved it. Really good. So my only beef so far, I launched the definitive edition, which is this newer remaster thing of the original game. And I played it, and it's a little more like full-blown StarCraft Command and Conquer style, where it's, make a bunch of units and, whereas the other one's more squad-based.
Yeah.
And I like it, but there are some control schemes that have taken over pretty heavily from those days, from 20 years ago. So it felt pretty... Like they didn't even match up with what like StarCraft did in '98. Like they went their own way, and it's okay, but it really threw me. So, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Brian, you're up. Tell me about my year and my console, please.
Oh, sure. I went quite a few years before you this time. I was looking at the SNES, and the year is 1992.
Here's your clip. Ooh. Listen to that little riff at the end there.
Yeah, you love that.
To answer the chat real quick, somebody said, did Scott say God of War? I might have. I meant Dawn of War. Sorry if I did.
Oh, did you say, oh, yeah, okay.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
I think you might have. But I heard, because we were talking about one thing. It's kind of like I always say.
Sometimes you
it's
slip.
Like,
you just slip.
Yeah, as long as I know what you're talking about, it doesn't matter what you call it. You can call it poopity boop boop.
Yeah, poopity boop boop. Winter Assault. Yeah. Winter Assault, by the way, was the first DLC expansion for Dawn of War. That's what I was trying to throw you with, was Winter Assault. Anyway, this one,
good.
SNES. Tell me my potentials here.
All right, SNES 1992. Is it A, Warhammer 40K? No, I'm just kidding. Is it A, Zool, Ninja of the Nth Dimension?
Yeah.
B, Axlay?
Yeah.
C, Axlay sounds like Pig Latin. Axlay. C, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, or D, Turbo?
All right, I'm taking C off the table. This is not a Turtles game.
Not a Turtles game. Okay. All right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know what Turbo is. It's not based on that stupid snail movie, is it?
No, that would be hilarious. This is 1992. That snail movie didn't come out until like what?
That's way later.
15, something like that.
Axlay, Turbo, and Zool, Ninja of the Nth Dimension.
Zool.
I know Zool from visually. I know what Zool is, but never played it, so I couldn't tell you for sure. Axlay's ringing a bell. I'm gonna go with Axlay because for some reason it's just get vibing with me. So I'll say Axlay.
Going with the B. Pig Latin's Axlay. No way, Oopits Day. The answer is A.
Damn it! It's Zool, Ninja of the Nth Dimension.
Yeah. Which is one we have to cover eventually. I have.
Is that a good game?
One of the ones.
Is it good?
It looks fun.
Does it?
I can't tell you if it's good or not.
Zool.
But every time I come across it, I'm like, it's so colorful and it's like not what you would expect from a ninja game. And it's so loud and it's so much going on. I think, and I usually see it on my Amiga collection. The things that get the most play on my ROMs are either stuff that begins with numbers or things that begin with Z.
Yeah.
I'll pop between the two.
I get it. I thought this was spelled with an X, and so who knows where my brain is. But
Zoo.
I remember this on the Genesis, and I thought it was a Genesis only game. Didn't realize it was all those other things.
It was on everything, man. Atari ST, the Amiga, the DOS, Game Boy. Man, they thought they had the next big thing. It's like, Bubsy, move over.
Look at this guy hauling ass.
Zool.
It's a candy level, man, with bees in it. Too many bees in your candy.
Bees.
All right, well, there you have it. Brian wins. I lose. That means I get one of these. Where's my loser thing?
Both win.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think playing the game is a win.
You think we're winners just by being here, right?
Just by showing up and playing.
You think that's a thing? Okay.
Yeah, that's
all right.
the thing.
I'm down with that.
That's what losers say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about this? Let's talk about a new game coming to retro. Dig Dug Digging Strike. This came out on the Nintendo DS on September 8th, 2005. I remember this being okay.
Yeah. But it's 20 years. Look at that. Even the new Dig Dug is now dig old.
Yeah, it's dig old, baby.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find some get some video of this. Shoot. Not easily for some reason. That's weird. Yeah, I remember thinking it was all right. Here's a version of it on Amazon. It's just hanging out here. It's a little cart.
It's a little cart. There you go. That's what it looks like. You want to play it?
59
It sounds like this.
$59 used. That without the case or anything. That means that thing's hard to get.
Man, the DS games. I'm kind of surprised sometimes with the prices on some of them.
Because you can get the same thing here through some direct store, but there's I guess a refurbished one for $33. So maybe buy that one. But anyway, I remember that. I think it was all right if I remember right. It was okay. So welcome to retro. You know what? They're welcome to retro is what we're saying.
Yeah. Come on in.
Yeah.
The gaming's fine.
The gaming's fine right here, right now. All right. Let's get to some listener feedback. They have things to say. We have answers. All right.
Treasure room.
Doodly 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 doo. Here is the first one we got. This is Eli sending in let's see, I think it was a voice. No, this is a text. He says this. This is about retro music. Hey, Scott, on the last Play Retro, you mentioned lo-fi video game music. I wanted to point you to a great channel called Cutman Radio. That has high quality stuff by a creator called DJ Cutman. Jeez.
I thought it meant like those fish in that pond. No, okay.
He says it's based on the Cutman character from Mega Man. Anyway, they run a 24/7 stream on YouTube, so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
This looks amazing. Doing some cosplay too. This guy's all in.
Yeah, the guy's all in. So he says, check it out. It's perfect background music. Thank you for that, Eli. We also got one here from Fryer who says, Fryer, who says about old hardware. Greetings, Brian and Scott. Listening to episode 182, Metal Slug. Scott mentions a sack of old keyboards. That's right, they're right over there now.
Yeah.
Except one of them. I decided to keep one just in case. Anyway,
that's mine.
He says, I have an idea. Stemming off the zapper lamp Brian bought. Blow some cash on some gold spray paint. Give the broken-ass keyboards a coat or two, sign them, add a few doodles, give them out as funny award trophies at Nerdtacular, or sell them on the store. Thanks for the wonderful shows of retro, morning, and films. You make my commute so much more fun. I wish you nothing but the best. Thanks for your time, Friar. You know what? It's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea, Friar. You can paint it pink like they did this NES Zapper that I picked up recently. Yep. So that's pretty cool, right? That's a good idea.
Just hate the color gold. I can't stand it.
I know, but it's yeah. How do you feel about platinum?
I'm all right with platinum. I'm okay with silver, platinum, which you're right. It's like brush metal.
Yeah.
Bronze. I like all colors, and metallurgic colors I'm fine with.
Right.
Except gold. And I couldn't even tell you why. And no, it's not just because Trump's covered in gold paint. That's not the reason. The reason is because I've always hated it. Back when they had the Zelda Special Edition gold cartridge thing.
Yeah.
No interest.
This is common.
No interest.
This is common. There's my mom used to have a store where she sold a bunch of silver, and she also sold gold. And people who love gold, and people who loved silver did not give a crap about gold. It's just tacky. Don't like gold.
I think it's tacky. Yeah. I don't like it. So
plus it doesn't look good on some complexions too. So that's another thing too.
That's the truth.
Yeah, you gotta have a certain complexion for gold.
Yeah, I don't mind. What's a brass, which is kind of gold adjacent, but for some reason brass, like tarnished brass, love that.
Yeah,
great look. Give me a Zelda cartridge in tarnished brass. I'd be into that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Friar. Thank you, Eli. Thank you, everybody who sends your messages in. Keep those coming at frogpants.com/playretro. All the ways to get a hold of us are right there. I have a nice surprise for you guys next week, so tune in next week, okay? It's a big one. Brian doesn't even know about this yet.
Oh, I don't? Oh, boy.
Play Retro exclusive next week.
Oh, hot diggity dog.
Hot damn on a hot ham. Okay?
What would Bubsy say? This is gonna be a problem.
I knew.
What could possibly go wrong?
I knew we were going that way.
Right.
Something like that. How come? What's the game with the character? I used to get it confused with Bubsy. It's a character that I think was on the N64 and was like really dirty. Or
you're talking about Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
They kind of have a similar visual vibe.
Always mixing them up every time.
Yeah.
Every freaking time. I mean, I'm not saying, look, if I could go find a bunch of gold and then convert it to money, I'm all about that.
Yeah, he doesn't hate gold.
It's the color.
He just doesn't want to put it on his body or have it near his body or
on my phone or my car or my house or anything else that I'd like to look at. So nasty. Anyway.
Is this fancy yellow? Come on. Come on.
Right. There you go. Gold is fancy yellow. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
All right, next week we are doing our next game / discussion all about the classic. Deus Ex. All right,
Deus Ex.
June 23rd marked the 25th anniversary of what you could very convincingly describe as one of the best games of all time.
It's been so much in the news lately. If you go to Time Extension, there's a whole article on why this is being talked about. But I don't care about that. It's just I hadn't thought about it, and it's in my face constantly now, and I'm like.
Yeah,
go back and play it some more then.
It's the only good thing that came out of that Ion Storm studio that Romero and what's his name started. I forgot the guy's name. I shouldn't say what's his name because he was the lead on Deus Ex and I forgot his name.
Yeah.
But that guy's great.
Take that.
Anyway, we'll be playing that, talking about that. I think the modern games they made are awesome. They're not so modern anymore, but I am a huge fan of that series. Yeah. I wish they would make more. I'm pissed that who owns it now? I think Square Enix owns the rights.
Yeah.
They're just squatting on it.
Squatting them.
Jerk holes.
Bunch of squatters.
Anyway, it was the first Unreal Engine-based game that wasn't Unreal that I ever played. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff to talk about there. We'll get to it all next week.
Some, but I don't remember a lot about it. And that's the reason why I wanted to revisit it. I remember really liking it, but I don't remember why.
Yeah, well, probably because it was one of the greatest games of all time. How about that?
Probably so.
A couple of notes. Patreon.com/playretros. How you can support the show. We got Matt Boge or Boge. I'm not sure how you say his last name. And Thomas Bro. Cool B names, last names. Yeah, I like that. These two are stoked because they get no commercials ever now. They get a bunch of pre-show content every week. They get other bonuses we do on the channel all the time, retro cartoon stuff. Today, pre-show, we talked about Cabbage Patch dolls, which may sound strange, but there's a point. So check that out.
Snack time, Cabbage Patch dolls.
That's right. Fill your face with it like the dolls themselves did, and they could not turn it off. Anyway, that's over at patreon.com/playretro. Big welcome to those guys, and we hope you guys will sign up as well. Anything you want to add, Brian, before we go?
Yeah, this is going to be a problem. What could possibly go wrong?
What's happening? What happened?
What happened? Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
Yes, General, you are correct.